Hey everybody, it's me, Jill, and welcome to Jill Informed. This is my recap of Vanderpump Rules, Season 10, Episode 13, Lady and the Glamp. I am not even going to pretend it's a pumptini-sized mini recap. And by the way, I just want to mention that you guys keep saying, that's okay, it doesn't have to be a mini. We like when they're long. And I appreciate that so much. But honestly, it was like for me that I was trying to keep them short because, you know, it's a lot of work. And I promised myself that I was only going to do one recap a week because that felt like a good work-life balance for me. But again, so much happened in the episode that what am I going to not talk about it? No. All right, so we are just like off and running right out of the gate. We open up with our favorite couples, Tom and Ariana and Tom and Raquel. I'll let you decide which Tom is with which woman. You know, maybe Ariana should get with Tom Schwartz. Kidding, she deserves way better. Anyway, like I said, they're on a car together. Sandoval is driving, and for some reason, he's on the phone with Lisa Vanderpump. She's on speakerphone, and she's like, oh, where are you off to this weekend? Raquel, we're going glamping for my birthday. So Lisa's like, oh, relax. Enjoy yourselves. You deserve it. Do they? Don't they have a lot of stuff to do before they can open Schwartz and Sandy's? I don't know. Anyway, Lisa goes, I wish I could be there with you, but I don't do glamping. And Sandoval said, Lisa, we would love for you to be there. You could share a bed with me and Ariana. Ew. And also, don't you mean you and Raquel? Ariana's like, don't be offering that. All right, so Scheana and Brock are going to be joining these four. It's just going to be the six of them. And there's only like 2 tents or yurts, whatever they're staying in. So I guess they were like saying, oh, this is the boys' tent and that'll be the girls' tent. I don't know. I mean, I'm with Lisa. I'm not much of a camper and maybe I would glamp depending. But this particular glamping spot is also a farm, so the experience is just being enhanced by the smell of farm animals. Brock tells Raquel, it's like your very own Animal Crossing. Great. Meanwhile, we check in with Lala and James, and they are at, I don't know, Lala's new office space. This must be, you know, the business that supports her daughter that she was telling Schwartz about. Because there's kind of a mishmash of things, like she's got her book there, but also there's like skincare products and bathrobes and I don't know, like athleisure wear. It's an interesting mix. So James brings up the beach day, and he's like, it didn't go exactly as planned. Lala tells him she didn't love that he threw the drink at Schwartz, but also, you know, she's not super mad about it. And then she goes, by the way, you know that Raquel spent the night at Sandoval's that night, right? And James goes, how do you know about this? And Lala goes, because Katie called me last night. James, oh, Katie knows? So then we get like a zoop, we rewind the film, and Lala narrates a little story for us. So find a comfy chair, grab yourself a cup of tea, maybe a cookie, and settle in, because it's a good one. She says, a few days ago, Katie was at Villa Rosa working on sandwiches with Lisa Vanderpump while Ariana was back home for her grandmother's funeral. Side note, more than a couple of you in the comments wondered, why was Sandoval not at that funeral? And the short answer is, I don't know. It never even occurred to me, but yeah. Why wasn't he there? You could argue that he's got way too much going on trying to get this restaurant opened, except, you know, he took the time to go to Mexico for Scheana's wedding. Not to mention, took a beach day, so yeah, it's a good question. Okay, the story goes on. Lala says, if you haven't seen the episode, this is like just a voiceover of Lala, by the way. She goes, so they're tasting sandwiches when Ken walks in, and he drops the mother of all gossip bombs. Side note, my personal favorite part of this whole thing is the way Ken pronounces Tom's name. It's like Sandoval. He goes, I cannot believe it. And Lisa's like, what? That Tom Sandoval had Raquel over when Ariana was away. And Lisa goes, I know, Ken. In the jacuzzi as well. And Katie's like, what? You're lying. And then he just like calls one of the dogs and off he goes. So like he came in, he read his lines. And then his scene was over. So Katie's like, are you spreading rumors? Well, how does he know that? And Lisa goes, I told him. So now Katie's like, what do you know? Well, Raquel was late because she was hungover. Oh, and you guys, we are rewinding further. You gotta love a rewind within a rewind. Okay, but you have to also pay attention because Lala, our trusty narrator, continues her story. The day before, Lisa is doing a menu testing at Sir, and Raquel shows up an hour and a half late for it. Here's my question. It's, oh God, I cannot think of, it's Guillermo, and then why can't I think of that woman's name, the French woman? You guys leave it in the comments. My brain doesn't work. Anyway, it's those two, Lisa, Charli, and Raquel. What are those two doing at a menu tasting? You know? Anyway, she shows up an hour and a half late. Lisa wants to know where the heck she's been, and she said, I overslept. And then she tells her, I went back to Sandoval's, and we were in the jacuzzi. Her and the Toms. Both of the Toms, allegedly. Lisa, where did you stay last night? Okay, that's not really a question an employer should ask. You know, she already got on Peter for crossing the line with an employee, so maybe she should take her own advice. I don't know. I feel like it might be crossing a line. But Raquel answers, it's Sandoval's. Nothing happened. Nobody suggested that something did happen, Raquel. You were very quick to deny something that nobody even brought up. Anyway, Lisa goes, it doesn't matter that nothing happened. It's just the fact that you were there. And Raquel goes, I know. It was just easier to spend the night and sleep on the couch. Our narrator continues. You all know Lisa. She can smell bullshit from a mile away. So, of course, she calls Sandoval. And yeah, it's FaceTime. He's in the car. And she says to him, I'm calling you because Raquel just showed up here an hour and a half late looking like a bag of shit. That was good. That does actually get a smile out of Sandoval. And Lisa goes, it's not funny. Yeah, also, your girlfriend's at her grandmother's funeral, dude. At least attempt to hide your glee. And Sandoval goes, oh, I don't know. She dipped out, actually. Yeah, she left early. Lisa, so she didn't spend the night. Sandoval goes, I said she dipped out, which is true. She did dip out. And Lisa goes, what does dipped out mean? Oh, okay, not to confuse you, we are taking a quick fast forward back to the first rewind. When they were at Villa Rosa trying out different sandwiches, because Lisa asked Katie what dipped out means. And Katie goes, dipped out means she left. And Lisa goes, no. She did spend the night. Okay, rewind back to the second rewind. I know, it's confusing. Try to keep up, people. Lisa goes, so did she spend the night or not? Sandoval, I mean, yeah, but dude, people crash here at my house all the time. I'm just so tired of this, Schwartz and Raquel thing. And Lisa goes, oh no, Schwartz and Raquel was so last week. Now it's Schwartz and Sandoval and Raquel. Or Sandoval and Raquel. Sandoval goes, aw, dude, come on, man. Yeah, Lisa, come on. Schwartz isn't part of this. Okay, now we fast forward out of all the rewinds, and we are back to, the present day in Lala's office with her and James. So then James tells her that he and Sandoval went to some, private lounge, a marijuana smoking area of some lounge. I don't know. I didn't quite understand that. Anyway, it sounds like they were at a club in some sort of a semi-private room, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, they're up there smoking. And he tells her, Sandoval told me that he and Raquel were in the jacuzzi and then she left. We get a little flashback to when they were in the marijuana smoking lounge. And Sandoval says, yeah, we grabbed some beers and we jumped in the hot tub for a bit and then Raquel dipped out. Yeah, she dipped out. Which everybody except Sandoval believes to mean she left. Okay, so then the Chiron says, 116 seconds later. Sandoval continues. So obviously Raquel and Schwartz spent the night. Their dogs were there, whatever. What do you mean, obviously? So James goes, huh? What? I thought you just said Raquel left. No, dude, he said dipped out. He doesn't know what that means. Sandoval. No, I said she dipped out, went to bed. Okay, so does he think dipped out means passed out? Maybe? And then, for the Freudian slip of all Freudian slips, Sandoval says, yeah, she literally went into my room. I mean, not my room, sorry. She went into, the guest room. Okay. Even James kind of smirked and he goes, okay. So, listen, we all know she slept with him that night. No doubt in his and Ariana's bed, which is, just an added layer of disgusting. But it is interesting to see how there are little slip-ups in the story. For example, Raquel said she slept on the couch. At first, Sandoval told Lisa that Raquel left early. Then he said, no, she spent the night. Raquel said she spent the night on the couch and nothing happened. And now Sandoval is saying that she spent the night, but she went right into a guest bedroom. So no couch then. Anyway, Lala's got her eyes on Sandoval's degenerate ass right now. Because, hold on to your chair, we are going to another flashback. Yeah, story time with Lala Kent again. That should be one of her new businesses. Lala should read audiobooks. Okay, actually, first she just says to James, I'm literally at a Labor Day barbecue. Your girlfriend's at home grieving the loss of her grandmother. Now we get narration, Lala. This was a dope Labor Day party. We see Lala twerking poolside. Time of her life. She says a lot of people were there. Scheana, Brock, looked like Summer Moon was there, Raquel, Sandoval. Now we fast forward from that party to Lala at SUR, sitting at a table with Christina Kelly, Lisa, and Katie, telling them that the very day that Ariana's grandmother died, Tom Sandoval came to the barbecue she was at in Newport. She said that Ariana was calling him furious. And he was like, okay, I'll come home. But then he didn't leave for 2 more hours. And he was with Raquel all day. Now, this is according to Lala. Now, we flash forward to Lala and James, and Lala says, Sandoval and Raquel are dancing alone together at the Abbey. He's at a Labor Day barbecue with Raquel, while Ariana just found out her grandmother died, and Raquel spends the night at Sandoval's house while Ariana is out of town. This leads me to only one logical conclusion. I think Sandoval has a thing for Raquel. James, damn. Lala, and if Raquel has just a little bit too much to drink one night, and James goes, oh my God, if Tom is banging Raquel, that is just, he doesn't even finish it before future cringe alert. Lala says, the last time that Sandoval talked about a woman the way he talks about Raquel was when he was talking about Ariana to the group when he was with Kristen. I think something's going on, and I'm just going to call it the way I see it. Ooh, okay. All right, back at Glamping, Scheana asks Raquel, how does it feel to be the only one still in her 20s? Spoiler alert, she likes it. She likes being the youngest one. And then she makes a toast to being around good friends and good vibes. Honestly, though, how can spending time hanging out with one of your best friends while you're sleeping with her boyfriend be a good vibe? I don't get it. Anyway, to add to that delusion, in her confessional, she calls these people her core friends. These will be my forever friends. Maybe not exactly forever. Maybe only until they find out that you're sleeping with their boyfriend and you take out a restraining order on them. That might be where forever ends. So anyway, so then Scheana is asking Ariana how she's holding up. Basically, the answer is not great. You know, hasn't been the greatest summer for her. First, she lost her dog and now her grandmother. She said she's very close to her grandmother, and now going home, like, she would always make a point to visit her grandma, and it's just, yeah, she's not doing super great. She's tearing up. Sandoval wipes at his own eyes, so Guess he's pretending he's crying too. Then she asks if she missed anything. She literally says, did anything happen while I was out of town? Raquel tells her, there was a food tasting at Sir, and I was an hour and a half late. I don't think she means like what's happening with you at your fake job. Anyway, Schwartz said, yeah, I heard you looked like a bag of shit. Ariana's like, oh no, what? In Sandoval's confessional, he's like explaining, yeah, after beach day, Schwartz, Raquel, and I all took a car back to my house and we jumped in the jacuzzi, hung out, had some drinks, listened to some music. Now Raquel is like telling them, we got in the jacuzzi. And Ariana's just like, sure, yeah, that's something we do all the time. I could not do what Raquel is doing. I just couldn't. I couldn't be talking to my best friend to her face. If I slept with her boyfriend, I would never be able to face her again. But no, Raquel goes, yeah, and then I stayed the night and I slept on the couch. She's looking right at Ariana. It's weird, you guys. I just think it's weird. And Sandoval goes, yeah, I was like, dude, go upstairs. We have an extra room. Ariana goes, yeah, you don't have to sleep on the couch. Sandoval, yeah, she was all crunched up there on the couch. Okay. So what is your story then? Where did she sleep? Because now this is the second time she swears she spent the night on the couch. And then also, I think this is fun and interesting. Nobody's talking about where Schwartz slept. I thought they both spent the night. They had their dogs there, right? In other words, if this was so innocent, for example, Schwartz doesn't say, yeah, I ended up spending the night and I slept on the couch, because he knows that nobody is going to assume that if they were drinking and he got late and he spent the night, that he would have ended up falling into bed with Sandoval. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe some people might think that. But my point is, he doesn't constantly say where he slept in the house. I guess it could be because she's a woman, but also, it's a guilty mind that has to keep explaining where she spent the night. I don't know. Here's what I want to know. How many extra bedrooms do they have? And where is everybody saying that Schwartz slept? Because it's never been mentioned. Okay, anyway, now Scheana says, you guys told Brock that Raquel didn't stay the night. Then we get a flashback to all the boys were like playing basketball or something. Like Peter was there, the Toms, Brock, and Sandoval was telling them that, yeah, after beach day, we all went back to my house and Raquel brought Graham, her dog. And then she dipped out. Yeah. Which does not mean that she left. We don't know what that means. So Brock goes, oh, you guys made like your after party then. So who slept over? Did Raquel stay? Or no, she went home. Sandoval, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did what? Oh, maybe he means, yeah, I made that like an after party. I don't know. It was a weird response because then Schwartz said, yeah, we had a little slumber party. So this is a little bit confusing to me because it sounded like they did say that Raquel spent the night and Schwartz. I didn't hear anybody tell Brock that Raquel went home. I almost think that was Brock's assumption because he like answered his own question in a way. He's like, so who spent the night? Did Raquel stay over or no, she went home? Like that. He said it all in one like quick sentence. So I think when he got home from basketball and was talking to Scheana about it, I think Brock just said she didn't spend the night because he assumed she didn't. But really, the Toms didn't say that. Schwartz said they had a slumber party. And then it got really confusing because in Sandoval's confessional, I guess he sort of admits that they told Brock that Raquel went home because he said, on the heels of like the kiss at Scheana's wedding between Schwartz and Raquel and rumors of me being in an open relationship, we just thought maybe it would be better if everybody didn't know that little detail. The little detail of her having sex with you in your bed? Thought maybe we should just leave that one out. Yeah. So then Sandoval says to the group, at the glamping, the funny thing is I wasn't lying because she did dip out. Stop saying dipped out. You don't know what that means. Then he goes, she did pass out. Okay, so he thinks passing out, going to bed, whatever, that's dipping out. all 6 of them are laughing because they're like, the Toms didn't do themselves any favors by lying because they made it sound a lot worse than it really was. Or was it? So like I said, everybody's laughing, but the juxtaposition between the 3 people on the one side of the table who are genuinely laughing because they're in the dark about what really happened, and the 3 people on the side of the table who are nervously laughing because they know exactly what really happened that night. It's crazy. A side note, honestly, I felt like knowing about the affair, very early on, like when the season just started, was kind of a bummer because it's like we're watching a show and we already know the ending kind of a thing. But I was wrong. This is so much better because, hindsight is 2020. We can watch every episode unfold with the knowledge we have about the affair, and just it's so interesting how much more we're catching, a glance from one to the other or every little lie or something. It's like we can catch all that stuff now that we know. If we had watched the whole season and then it just came out in the news that those 2 had a 8-month affair, would not have nearly had the impact that this is having with the timing the way it was, Okay, next we are with Lala, Katie, and Christina Kelly. And this is a photo shoot for Give Them Lala. She's introducing like her new bathrobes and her products and stuff. So after the photo shoot, they sit down to have a chat. Christina Kelly asks them, so what did the Don and Satch think of Beach Day? And Katie goes, he just couldn't understand why everyone was so mean to me. Really? I mean, maybe, but also he saw how really mean you could be right back to them. So if I was in a brand new relationship with a guy whose friends all hated him and were mean to him and he was right back to them, I don't know, that feels a little red flaggy. They talk about Schwartz coming after Lala and Sandoval coming after Katie. Katie's like, he was so hell-bent on me spreading a rumor about he and Ariana having an open relationship, and I never said that. And Lala goes, although it's not that far-fetched. I hooked up with Ariana in the back of his car while he was driving. And honestly, if we had been in the bedroom, he probably would have participated. I love that Lala keeps bringing it up. And it isn't something that Ariana's trying to hide. Like Sandoval was right there. So it's not the same thing. Although I do remember at the time that it happened, I did not like it because I didn't feel like it was happening with Sandoval's blessing necessarily. He was driving, it just kind of happened. They were driving Lala home and Lala told Ariana to get in the back seat with her while they were on their way home, and she did. And I don't know, I think it was the way Sandoval was describing it, like it just happened and almost like he had no say-so. It felt like cheating to me, so I wasn't crazy about it, but I guess in retrospect, Sandoval was okay with it. I mean, she certainly wasn't doing it behind his back. Okay, she was literally doing it behind his back because he was driving, but you know what I'm saying. She wasn't sneaking around for 8 months with Lala. Anyway, listen, Lala gets the Sherlock Holmes Award for being the first one to crack this case wide open because, again, in her confessional, she's like, yeah, something don't smell right with this Sandoval-Raquel friendship. I know better than anyone that when you have a dude who's your best friend, who's there for you when you're going through difficult times, and then you add alcohol, you end up sitting on their face. Oh, God. If you close your eyes, it's almost like you're hearing the words of the Dalai Lama. Just such pearls of wisdom. Oh, okay. So Christina Kelly is having a little product launch in the garden room at Tom Tom. And I guess Katie's mom is going to be in town to help her, taste sandwiches or something. And so she said, can my mom come? And Christina Kelly said, of course. I love this, she said. Being here today for you, and then you guys are coming to my product launch, and your mom is coming to support you with your sandwich shop. This is really women supporting women. I have to say, I love this. Aww. Happy birthday, Christina Kelly. Meanwhile, in a yurt somewhere near a farm, we check in with women who don't support other women. Actually, it's just Ariana and Scheana. I don't know where Raquel is. She's somewhere alone with the men. So Ariana is asking Scheana about beach day. She goes, I heard a little bit, but like what was going on there? And she tells her that Sandoval confronted Katie about this open relationship rumor. Sheena's like, Allie told me that Katie insinuated that you and Sandoval have an open relationship. And Ariana's like, look, no knock on people that do, but that's not our thing. So I guess Katie had texted Ariana that day, because Ariana shows us the text, and she, of course, denied it. So Ariana said, obviously, I want to believe that she didn't say anything, but do I believe that she didn't say anything? No, I think she said something. And future cringe alert, in Ariana's confessional, she said, I get it. Katie hates Raquel, but Raquel is my friend and someone that's sweet and kind and loyal, and has been just a delight from the day I met her. So, side note, when someone doesn't understand why we are all making such a big deal out of Scandoval, because, after all, they all hook up with each other and they've all cheated on each other, I would like to refer them to this confessional of Ariana's. Her description of Raquel as a sweet, kind, and loyal friend makes this betrayal particularly vile in my mind. It's so much worse than Raquel kissing Schwartz, even though Katie told her that that would hurt her, because Raquel and Katie were not close. It's so much worse than Ariana kissing Tom while he was still with Kristen Doty, because Ariana and Kristen were not friends. Lala and James hooking up. Lala doesn't even like Raquel. They were not close friends. I guess what I'm saying is it's almost this betrayal of the female friendship that I find so egregious. Maybe even more than Sandoval's betrayal of Ariana is Raquel's betrayal of Ariana. Someone who was there for her. I don't know. It's the lack of empathy, maybe. Anyway, dinner is served for the glamping crew, and, they're all having such fun because these 6 like each other. For now. And so they're eating, and Raquel bites her lip. And Schwartz makes a joke, and he goes, oh no, that's just going to exacerbate her taste for blood. And they're laughing. He goes, I don't want to kill the vibe or anything, but Raquel has a type. So Brock, Tom, be careful tonight. And Brock goes, what's her type? Schwartz, men that are taken. Well, that got a big laugh. Yeah, too big a laugh, one might say. Sandoval is just really, really laying that deep belly laugh on a little too thick. So now Ariana asks Raquel her peach and pit of being 27. She says that maybe her pit and her peach was breaking up with James. And future cringe alert, Raquel, I met you all through James, but I feel like we've all created our own relationships that are very special to me. Sandoval looks terrified that she's going to maybe call him out as her peach in front of everybody. Oh, nope, I was wrong. Sandoval was just gearing up to give an impassioned speech about how proud he is of Raquel for, standing up to the meanies and being her own person, and just how great it is to see Raquel's growth. So in the middle of their conversation, Scheana gets a text from Christina Kelly inviting her to her product launch. Schwartz goes, oh yeah, I saw that. She was asking me about that. So Scheana's like, are all you guys going? And Ariana said, I don't know. I don't have my phone with me right now. I don't know. And Raquel goes, I haven't been invited. Gee, I wonder why. Schwartz, you want to come as my date? Oh, okay. Yeah. She's like, I'll go as your friend date. Really? Is she really going to show up at this thing? Also, I'm not sure how I feel about Schwartz right now, because I think he's doing a lot of things to cover for her spending the night, and I think it's kind of crappy to be doing that to Ariana. Was Ariana his best man? Yeah, I don't know. I don't love it. Now they're all drinking and hanging out at the fire pit. And Raquel said that now that she's 28, her parents want her to figure out her life. And Ariana's like, well, what about the pageants? Oof. Ariana, way to bring up a touchy subject. Don't you remember she aged out of the system? That was her last shot. 14th place. Anyway, Raquel tells everyone, or maybe it was just us in the confessional, I don't remember, that was her biggest dream in life, to be Miss California, to be a role model for girls and women. I don't know. As a cautionary tale, perhaps? What not to do? I have no idea. Future cringe alert. In her confessional, Raquel said, "I've always been a good girl, but now that I've aged out of the pageants, I feel like I don't have to worry about my reputation as much." Yeah, you girls and women. If I'm too old to be Miss California, I don't care about you anymore. You might have to search far and wide to find another woman who will be as good of a role model as Raquel Leviss, but Raquel's done, doesn't care anymore. And then you guys, in what's possibly the cringiest future cringe alert, Ariana sits next to Raquel by the fire and tells her that what she went through with James and how she handled herself through that and just being you is even more role model behavior. And then Raquel starts crying and Ariana puts her arms around her and hugs her and comforts her. And oh my God, how do you sleep at night? How do you live with yourself? How can you be around Ariana? How can you allow her to put her arms around you and comfort you? It is sickening. So anyway, later Sandoval goes, "Oh, Ariana and I have a present for you, Raquel. We have a birthday present for you." Then he opens it, which is very weird, like the way he presented it to her. And then he opens the box. Kind of strange. He's like, "It's vintage Versace, 1990. And she's like, "You're kidding." No, like, I don't know. I hate to say this, but it feels like Sandoval picked it out. I don't know. Versace sunglasses from 1990. Schwartz is like, "Oh, man, I'm sorry. I feel bad. I didn't get you anything." Of course you didn't. So Raquel goes, "That's okay. You can give me a kiss." And everyone starts laughing. I wonder if Scheana still has hope that there's like going to be a thing between Schwartz and Raquel. I don't know. Anyway, Schwartz goes, "I love that we can joke about it and just kind of like make light of it. There are people in my life that like, I just get so vilified for it." Raquel, "You know what? The people that vilify kissing, that's just really fucked up. Whatever." Yeah, you know what's fucked up? The fact that you can muster outrage right now about anything when you should be nothing but humble and meek and quiet. When it comes to kissing someone else's man. I know Schwartz was not Katie's man anymore. I'm just saying. So Ariana goes, "Well, Katie just feels like Schwartz is kind of rubbing it in her face." Raquel goes, "I respect other people. It's not like I don't respect people." Ariana goes, "I know." And so anyway, Scheana decides that she's going to ask Christina Kelly if she can bring Raquel. "I'm going to text her right now." And she goes, "I got a reply from Christina Kelly. She said, yes, she can come." So everybody's just ecstatic. Later on in the yurt, Raquel says, she's like, starting to choke up. "This is everything I could ever want for my birthday." And Ariana goes, "Oh, we love you, Raquel." And Sandoval gets up to hug her. And he goes, "Love you, Raquel." Yeah. But although I should say, if I were trying to hide an affair, that's exactly what he should have done. Because that actually seems more normal, that he would like just pop up and give her a hug because she was crying. Like Scheana's also hugging her, but still. Raquel's like, "This is my dream." I mean, there are galaxy lights. So I'm sure it is. Then we see the next day, they're just packing up and heading home. We do little check-ins. Katie's mom, Terry, has arrived. She's at her apartment with her. Lala and her mom are going on a hike. We check in with James and Allie, and their little kitty had a cone on, just getting the cone off. And then they decide to talk about the beach day. James apologizes for his behavior, and he's like, "I didn't mean to embarrass you." And Allie goes, "You didn't embarrass me. You embarrassed yourself." I like that response. She is not taking any ownership of that, and she shouldn't. What she doesn't like is that it seems like he still cares about Raquel. He swears he does not. He said that is not what it's about. It's almost more about, according to James, losing his friends. He's like, I mean, my friendship with Schwartz is almost non-existent now. And then I guess, he thinks Sandoval can't be far behind because Sandoval and Schwartz go hand in hand. And now it is time for the Christina Kelly launch party at Tom Tom. Tom Schwartz comes over to take a drink order from Katie and her mom and Lala. He's not working the event, is he? Is that why Christina Kelly called him? I don't think so. I think he's a guest. I don't know, whatever. He's getting drinks for them. Katie can barely look at him. Everybody else is arriving now. Raquel and Sandoval and Ariana come in now, and Lala. In Lala's confessional, she goes, this whole dynamic of Ariana, Sandoval, and Raquel showing up together, I don't know, maybe they're a throuple, but I feel like I've taken a hit of acid. Lala says to Katie and her mom, I used to look at Raquel as such a sweet human being. No, you didn't. When did you ever look at Raquel like a sweet human being? I feel like you always hated her. Anyway, she says, I used to look at her like a sweet human being. Now I feel like she's stealing my soul whenever I'm in the same room with her. And then she goes, I feel like she's a very stupid demon. I feel like that should have been the name of this episode. If I were in charge of naming the episodes, I would have named this episode Very Stupid Demon. Anyway, there's a lot of milling about. Lisa Vanderpump is there. She's chatting with the Toms. And Ariana asks Katie if they can talk. So she pulls her aside to talk about the open relationship rumor, like what's really going on with that. Ariana's like, look, I want to nip this in the bud. Katie's like, I was at Lala's. Allie mentioned that she saw Tom and Raquel dancing together at the Abbey. It was like 1 a.m. after See You Next Tuesday. And Allie's like, thought that was weird. So I just said, well, like Tom goes out and Ariana's more of like a homebody. And Ariana goes, that's true. We just talked about the dynamic between you and Tom and how it's maybe a little unconventional. And some people might not understand it, but like it works for you guys. So Ariana said, well, the way it was told to me was that you said we don't have any rules and that as long as it doesn't embarrass me, it's fine. And Katie's like, I did not say rules or embarrassing. I did not say either of those words. Now, that's possible because for whatever reason, we don't have footage of when they were leaving Lala's house that night. So I did not hear this right out of Katie's mouth, but all I know is that the next morning we saw a scene with Allie and James, and Allie said to James that she said something about they don't have rules like that in their relationship. So she did use the word rules when, theoretically her memory would have been the freshest. But again, I don't know. Katie could be right. Maybe she never really said that. But Allie interpreted it that way. Who knows? Anyway, Ariana said, look, I just want to know that if disparaging remarks are being made about me, they're not coming from my partner, the person I'm going into business with. And then, do you guys remember a little bit earlier when I said this is going to be the cringiest future cringe alert ever? Yeah, well, this cringe alert said, hold my beer. Ariana says to Katie, I love Raquel dearly. She's one of my closest friends, and I not only trust and love her, but I trust and love my boyfriend. So I understand how you feel about her, but I'm not going to sit here like, ooh, no, who is Raquel? I don't know her. I can't tell you how many times during this episode I just wanted to take Ariana in my arms and hold her. Just hug her. Just tell her this is going to hurt really bad, but trust me, your life is going to get better after this. And Katie says to her, well, I hope she's a good friend to you, Ariana. She is. And then, we get some words of wisdom out of Katie here. She said, yeah, because this is about integrity and character and personality. And I just have a hard time believing she's a shitty-ass person to some people and a really good friend to others. That was a little prophetic. They ended up hugging. Ariana said, listen, I'm excited to go into this business with you, and I think it's going to bring us closer. And Katie said the same thing. Katie's like, I love you. They hug. So they're okay. And I know they're okay now with each other, but like I was a little bit worried when she told Scheana that she didn't believe that Katie didn't really say that. As they're sitting there now, Katie said, listen, I'm telling you, I didn't say that. I don't think you guys are in an open relationship. So I wouldn't have said that. So anyway, now for whatever reason, we have James sitting down with Raquel for a talk. This has got to be something that the Bravo producers are making them do, because James has no reason to leave Allie and go over and sit down with Raquel. And the conversation doesn't go real well. He just asks her how she's doing, and she said, at the beach day, I was really hurt that you said you regretted Raquel and the proposal and being with her and everything. Because Raquel has no regrets in life. None, apparently. Not a single regret. Yeah. Let's just let that sink in for a second. God, she really is like missing the empathy gene or something, right? I don't know if James is like, no, I didn't regret it. In his confessional, he goes, of course I regret Raquel. It was a great proposal and I wasted it on you. Next, we have Lala and Ariana filling up their goodie bags with Christina Kelly products. And they talk about everything that Ariana has been through this summer. Lala asks her if she's okay. She said, yeah, and thank you for calling and checking on me and stuff. And Lala said, yeah, of course. I just want to make sure you were good. Because I was at that barbecue, and Tom came up to me and said, Ariana's really mad at me right now. And Ariana goes, yeah, because he couldn't get a ride. Lala, home to you? Ariana, yeah, because Jason left his ride. And Lala goes, do you think he should have just left when Jason left? And Ariana goes, he didn't know at the time. And Lala goes, no, he did know. I was standing right there with him. So Ariana goes, Tom. And she goes, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to defend somebody when they're not there. Tom, come here. So he comes over and she says to him, so Jason said, I'm leaving the party. And you said, no, I'm actually going to stay? Tom, no. Jason was like, dude, I'm dipping out. Oh my God. So what? You thought Jason was going to sleep? Side note, correction. I would have actually named this episode Dippin' Out without the G on the end, like Dippin' Dots. Dippin' Out. Best name for this episode. Thank God it wasn't a drinking game. We all would have fallen on our faces by now. So he's like, no, Jason said, dude, I'm dipping out. And Ariana goes, right, so then you chose to stay longer? And Tom goes, I guess, I don't know. Ariana, I found out my grandmother died while you were at that party. You knew about that. Jason said, I'm going to leave, and then you said, I'm going to stay? Tom, well, yeah, I kind of figured you wanted to be alone. Oh my God, no. Yeah, right. And then Ariana goes, then I was like, why can't you come home? And you said you couldn't get a ride. In her confessional, Ariana said that when her father died, she and Tom Sandoval weren't even together yet, but he dropped everything to be with her. And she said that he made her a priority and that she just feels like maybe she's not a priority to him anymore. So Tom's he doesn't know what to say. He's like, I don't know. I guess I should have. I just figured that I don't know. And Ariana goes, well, she wants to know why you didn't ride home with Jason. And Lala's like, wait, I don't need to know. I'm not in a relationship with him. So Ariana, this is a little bit weird. I don't know if she just doesn't want trouble or if she's sensing something she doesn't like. She might be sensing that Lala's trying to start something and cause trouble. I'm not sure, because Ariana's like, I was fine with how things transpired that day. Almost leave this alone, Lala. I don't know. I mean, is this how Ariana operates? Does she kind of put her head in the sand and I don't want to know certain things? Or is it Lala specifically? Is it that she just thinks that Lala has this ulterior motive here? Maybe she's just trying to take down Sandoval and her along with it. I don't know. But Ariana does not want to play this game anymore. I can tell you that much. So after Lala's like, I'm not in a relationship with him, she said, you said you wanted him home with you. And Tom goes, yeah, but at that point I couldn't get a car. Lala, dude, I was standing right there with you and Jason. And Tom goes, I know. He looks like he wants to murder Lala right now. And Ariana goes, you said you didn't know Jason left because you were taking a shit. I mean, weird detail, but okay. Tom's like, well, yeah, this is what you call being caught red-handed. There really isn't anything else for you to say, Tom. You were at a barbecue, having fun with Raquel, because Labor Day, so this was after Scheana's wedding. You were with Raquel, and Ariana called to tell you that she just found out her grandmother died, and you didn't want to go home and comfort her. According to Lala, you stayed 2 more hours at the party. So, yeah, I don't know. There really isn't too much more to say. Ariana looks at him and she goes, you realize that you put me in a position now where people are going to think I'm a f***ing idiot. And Lala goes, well, that's definitely what I think. Because that's what I saw. Yeah, you think he put you in that position now? So just wait. Although people don't think you're an idiot. You're trusting. That's all. In her confessional, Ariana said, I choose Tom over everyone else. So I look like an idiot being his number one stan when I am not that to him. Yeah, this was a pretty cringy episode, but so much going on and so much more advancement in the story of Scandoval. I mean, we have one person who's already figured it out. I don't think she knows she did, but she did. Like, she's saying that. She's saying she thinks something's going on. But, you know, I mean, she still has doubts at this point. But she's right, unfortunately. Anyway, that is it for this episode. I told you it was going to be a long one. This is going to be probably twice as long as my New Jersey recap this week, which had a very light episode. Not a lot was happening in that one. So, yeah. Anyway, I didn't feel like I could call this a mini recap. I am so glad you guys are here with me through this. Thank you so much. Thanks for all your comments. I am reading them. I'm not always having time to reply, but I'm hearing stuff that you say. Thank you for the super chats. For those of you who are helping me out in that way, that means a lot to me. It's also very helpful to my channel if you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And also, if you would like a notification every time I post something new, please go ahead and click on that bell icon. Check my description box for links to Amazon. I'm an Amazon affiliate. And from May 15th to June 18th, I will be awarded more points for every purchase that you make. So give that a thought. And I know we saw a new trailer that said next time on the season finale, but that has not happened yet. So we're not there yet. We are not at the penultimate episode quite yet. Maybe next week, I'm not sure. But there's still just a lot of stuff to come. I think that new trailer has a lot more stuff like after the fact, after everybody learned about the affair. So we still have all that coming up, and we don't want to miss it. I know I'm going to be here for it. I hope you guys are too. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye.